And welcome back. This is Frost Gaming 25, and we're starting a brand new series here. We're showcasing my mod. This is the 1.0 version of the game, so as you can see in the top right corner, it is in the testing phase of the 1.0, but it is nonetheless 1.0. And yeah, so I was able to mostly adapt my mod. I mean, we might run into some bugs here and there. Hopefully not, but I mean, what can happen might happen, but just so that it's aware. There is chances that there are bugs, but yes, I went ahead and adapted some of these quests. Um, but for the most part, everything's still pretty the same, for at least for the challenges, because those are fairly new. I haven't had a lot of time to look over them, but there are some changes to them to incorporate the new aspects that they've added to this mod, so, or to the actual game itself. So the mod hopefully encompasses it well enough. We got an interesting spawn, which is not bad. This is a great POI to be starting at, but it is very interesting in terms of trying to complete my first challenge here. Having to gather all the rocks with, well, no real sense of tools is going to be a little bit extra challenging, but it is doable. So let's go ahead and start gathering as much as we can. Oh, you know, we're going to want to grab that for later. Just makes our life a little easier. Oh, might as well grab both of them. Wow. Got some eggs there. Sweet. Yeah, this is not the most ideal for finding rocks. That's for sure. Got another one? Cool. Definitely an interesting start. It, all the times I'd been testing it, I was always on a flat ground, relatively speaking. And then this time, when I actually start the series, of course, luck would have it that we spawn on top of a mountain. So that's just, I guess, the way it is. But we probably won't go back up there at this point. I don't know if I want to go through the whole bit of walking back up just to get a basic cache. We can go somewhere else. Although I should have probably grabbed the free book from the top, but we're not going back now, so we are committed. So yeah, in this challenge, you can see here we have now a stone axe, we got the stone hammer, and the stone pickaxe. You have to craft all three of them in order to complete it. Instead of the vanilla, just requires the stone axe. Obviously, the stone axe no longer repairs, so you can't, and it's not effective for mining. So there's no point in using a stone axe to mine. It's very bad at it. So you want to use the stone axe to actually cut down trees. It makes total sense, and that's just how it is set up, and I just think it makes a little bit more logical sense. And then the next part is the pickaxe itself. So a pickaxe is good, obviously, at mining. So this is where it's going to be effective. Not going to be great against trees, so you're going to want to use it for mining and only mining. Now, because of this, one thing that does come along with it is a power attack. So you can do power attack with the axe now. It's no, since it doesn't have the ability to repair, and it only can cut down trees, you now get a primary or a secondary attack as well. And then as for the hammer, we'll be using that shortly, but for the most part, it's used for repairing or building blocks. And we need a couple more plant fiber, one more plant fiber. Let's go ahead and get that wooden club going up. But yeah, it is a pretty basic setup. And a lot of the stuff on my mod itself is trying to just showcase different things that I've changed with it. There are some changes that I've kind of incorporated to the new version. One of the main ones. Ooh, we are way off on plant fiber. So that's probably going to be a bug I'll have to write down, but that's okay. We just have to gather extra plant fiber. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Get 1 bow and 5 arrows. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff in here is trying to better suit the vanilla game experience, trying to enhance it, really. The things I've done is I've added a general skill tab, so you can come over here and now see all the general skills. There's efficient crafting, light armor, lockpicking, grease monkey, daring adventure. So pretty much all the basic ones you know of in the game. I've taken them out and put them in a general. Then you have medium armor. The rest of them are pretty much the same, but then heavy armor. So I did add back light armor. They removed it in 1.0, so I re-added it back. I gave medium armor a thing and heavy armor a thing, and they have new effects and abilities. So heavy armor will increase your resistances by 5%, 10%, 15%, and 20% when using heavy armor. Medium armor will increase your resistances by 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10, while also it's kind of like the middle between the light and the heavy. So it gives you some resistance increase, but it also gives you some movement increase. And then the light armor increases your movement. So the base is 100% movement speed. It'll bring you to 116% movement speed at max level. So if you want to move fast and be going around, you're going to want to use the light armor perk. I give it a reason. It's because in the vanilla game it doesn't have a real reason as to why you want to use why you'd even want to use the armor perk, to be honest. I've also on my thing added, there's some UI issues with the things, but it is plant fiber gloves. So you can, if you want, make a mod, and it gives you back cold and heat resist. So the things that they have taken out from 1.0, I re-added as mods. So all the clothing is now a mod. So I can, if I wanted to, get this plant fiber shirt, put it on our torso here. Works just fine, gives us the resist, cold and heat resist. And you can upgrade it and do what you want with it. But effectively, it is a way of getting extra heat and cold resist because I have boosted the requirements. Ooh, wow. Got ourselves a new piece of food. And we can now make a wrench. But let's go ahead and take a look at our challenges here. We'll go claim all these. Okay, wow, we're right off the bat, we already got this one done. Nice. Now we can go to the trader. If you've seen my mod in the past, you'll know that there are a bunch of new skills that have come into the game. Now I went over the general ones, but there are ones that are specifically in the trees now. While I'm waiting for my stamina to come back, I will quickly go over it. For perception, there isn't too much difference. It's mostly the same, but Animal Tracker now has a 4th tier, and Infiltrator now allows you to not trigger, or it says no longer trigger landmines, so I guess it's a visual bug. I'm gonna have to fix that. But it effectively lets you pick up landmines instead. And then the book that unlocked it, which was the combat one, or the close quarter, I don't know, whatever the book's called. This one right here, Urban Combat. So this one is also a bug. Allows you to walk over landmines. So I switched them. so that it gives a use to each. Because before it was kind of pointless. Once you got the book, you never needed to worry about actually doing anything with the landmines. So it is now within the Infiltrator itself. There will be some UI changes that I will have to do, but alas, that's a change for there. Some minor combat for demolitions changes, not a lot. It's very minor. There are now, with the treasure hunter, it's now a 5% better chance to find rare treasure maps, which I made a whole new type of treasure map that you can get within the game, and that is it's pretty rare. You're not going to see them too often, but if you max out your treasure hunter perk, you can actually give yourself a little bit better chance to find them because they are pretty rare. And 5% does make a pretty big difference. But that is that for the perception. For strength, there is not too many changes with the combat, but you can see here in the general strength, you have smash and grab now. This allows you to do more damage and get more materials back when you're using sledgehammers. Specifically sledgehammers, though. So it does not affect Bumblebee. If you're using a club like me, you would not be affected by it. But if you want to go the hammer build, you could 100% use this, and it will make it easier to get some material back when you're mining or using it to break things. And then you also have 2 new movement skills, which is strong legs, increasing your running speed, and power walker, obviously increases your walking speed. Then you've got your fortitude. Not too much has changed here, other than there is now a 4th level to the cardio perk, which is going to be a nice little bonus if you do go that route. And then there has been a update to healing factor, so that healing factor no longer, the higher the level of the healing factor, it actually will take less food and water away from you as you're healing. As it's using its effect to heal you, you won't consume as much food and water to heal yourself if you have the higher tiers. The lowest tier, you're going to use pretty much what vanilla is in terms of food and water. And then as you get to the 5th tier, you're going to be pretty much almost using none to heal yourself. So it is a very good perk if you do go into fortitude. And then for agility doesn't see too many changes. However, deep cuts works a lot differently. You get a lot more stamina, or not stamina, but you can build up a lot more bleed. You're able to build up a lot more bleed on your enemy, and then when you get to the point of 3 out of 5 levels in deep cuts, you actually can slow down your enemies at a much greater rate. So if you're maxed out at the 5th one, you actually can make your enemies move at pretty much half the speed, or close to. I think it's like 45% of their speed. Well, okay, it's 65%. They move at 65% of speed. The other way around. But anywho, then you've got your run and gun. That's the same. Parkour, mostly the same. There's some slight changes to when you can unlock the last level of parkour in all the levels. But then you have endurance, which increases your stamina regeneration. And then those are pretty much the same. Then intellect, there is now a perk called pick and choose. Allows you to increase your quest rewards. So if you want to have more choices when you turn in your quests, you don't naturally get all 5 choices. So that is pretty important. And then I also have craftsman, which is a way of decreasing your maximum craft time. If you want to go into the intellect side, you can make your crafts much, much faster. So that is pretty much it for the basic skill changes. I haven't gone into the crafting books quite yet, but once we get to the trader, I think we can go ahead and go over those because we need to get there before it becomes night. There is significant changes to that specific system. I spent a lot of time working on the crafting recipes and when you unlock things and how things work in the crafting side, as well as the loot side. Both of those I have, well, the loot specifically, I completely overhauled. Originally, my mod was going to be called Loot Overhaul or Loot Plus Plus, but then I just ended up turning it into 7 Days Plus Plus, which I think fits it better because it's not just a loot overhaul, it's everything kind of gets reworked. But I still want to keep the main focus of the game. I want it to be relatively the same. Like, I want it to feel like a better version of vanilla. That was my main, I guess, thing to aim for when I went and started this whole thing. But yeah, just like normal on the 1.0 version, you get a shovel for completing your quests. You also get your intro to Buried Supply. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish it, but let's go give it a try. I actually went ahead and decreased the distance that it is allowed to send you out for the intro one. So you can't actually go as far as you can in, or as it will send you for the higher tier ones. But with that being said, there is a pretty significant difference in terms of the I mean, it's rewards, but also with the quests. I added, there's a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 normally. Buried Supply in vanilla. I added a tier 4 and a tier 5 version, which those are pretty difficult. They're doable, but they're definitely difficult. Having tested them out, it is, you get a lot of zombies. So whenever you do your tier 4, tier 5, you better be ready for a fight. Because, I mean, this would be nothing. The 2 zombies. And this is, granted, this isn't from my quest. This is just naturally spawned, but the amount of zombies you get is a lot more in terms of doing like your other ones. So it is balanced, I'd say appropriately for the tier of the quest that you do. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I don't know if we're going to make it in time to get back to the trader, but we can put a point into our tools here. So at least it's a little bit better. Nope, nope. Somewhere near. I think I'm hitting the wrong. Nope, nope. Okay, we need to get ourselves out of this before I go and take that. Yeah, it's officially nighttime, so we did miss the turn-in, but that's okay. We'll finish the episode with a turn-in, so once I... Where's the zombie? There he is. Once I finish the episode, or once it's a daytime, we'll finish that episode, but anywho, let's go back to the trader. We're gonna set up a little base or something right across, and I'll talk some more about the other basic changes that I've done to the game. Oh, if you didn't notice, there are crops in this. So, that is a pretty big change. If you didn't know already, this does add new crops, but I haven't even gone over that section yet. Okay, he turned around. That was not expecting him to turn around. Okay. There we go. And another one? We're finding all the zombies now. Let's get our stamina back up. So a lot of the zombies have increased health in most cases, not all cases, but most cases. And the other thing about it is zombies have unique healths based on their zombie type. So you can see the that's a feral. That's a feral nurse, but it has 500 health, which compared to a regular nurse only has about 130 or something like that. So she's much harder, obviously much faster. Gives more XP though. So there is that. And there's a bunch of other changes, which is kind of cool. But I think, let's see, let's look at our map here. I think I want to put myself in between whatever is over there. So I believe it's that direction, so let's go to the other side. That's a feral businessman. Well, yeah, it's not the worst. Feral businessman is hard, but it's doable. But we have to play it smart because he's fast. He might only have 300 health, but he's we're just starting out here, and 300 health is still a lot, but it's the speed that gets you. But yeah, 1400 XP because of it. Yeah, you don't want to fight too many ferals on day one, but it is definitely a possibility. There's the regular businessman. Only has 100. Yeah, this is perfect. This is right in the town. There's a deer. I can use my bow. If I'm lucky. Okay, a little too low. I don't know where I hit that time, but... Or that time. Really? Should have hit. Okay, I think I just suck at this, so let's just go try to hit him. Nope. He's gonna run. Oh my god, I can't even hit a melee attack. Man, I'm something else. Yeah, I'm riding him. I'm better at riding him than I am actually freaking hitting him in the head. I guess he's gonna live today. That's the rate this is going. Oh my god. This is embarrassing. Well, don't look to me for combat advice, but I can at least make a decent mod. There we go. Well, luckily, the deer was not the smartest tool in the shed. There she is. Okay, well, we don't have a knife or the ability to get a bone knife yet. So let's just give ourselves a couple bones here. There we go. And then we can skin the rest of it with a bone knife. Because we're going to get more out of it than we would if we use an axe. Okay. Is he regular or feral? He's regular. Ten more seconds. Eventually we'll have to add scrapping. I probably should add scrapping to these. Okay, let's skin the rest of this deer. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show is the crafting skills. So a lot of changes in this department in pretty much most of these. But as you can see, the stone tools, obviously, you're looking a little different. You got a pickaxe, which is great. But then you got your iron tools, steel tools. That's all the same. I added modern tools. So if you do get to that point and have level 72 in the skill, you can get modern tools, which are much better than the steel ones. And then obviously mechanical tools. But one thing I did add is there's pages. You can see here, and we go into the next page. There's Fireman's Almanac. You can craft this now, and Miner's Book. You can craft these as well. Now they require paper, tool parts, and motor tool parts, and I guess the magazines aren't in here. That is something I'm probably gonna have to change, but it normally should have magazine parts attached to it. So I'm gonna have to look at that recipe and see why they don't. Let me see here. Let me see if the fireman's one's the same. Okay, yeah, this one at least is correct. So this one is correct. As you can see here, it takes 5 tool digest books. So if you do have extra books that you're just sitting around and you really want to get the Fireman's Almanac, you can get it. The other recipes will be corrected. I'll have to correct those. I didn't even realize that I forgot to add them there, but I did. So yeah, you can use those books to craft them. Now, you might think to yourself, well, how am I supposed to get all these books to get the better books? Well, I did, in fact, add crafting for those books as well. So if we go tool, you can now craft these books. They require magazine cutouts, paper, and glue. So pretty basic, but you can make any of the different crafting books that you need. Now, these do require a crafting table, so you would need a workbench in order to craft them, but you can craft them. And you're also probably thinking, what do you need in order to get those magazine cutouts? So magazine cutouts are actually obtainable by scrapping the books. So let's see here. We have our different bundles here. I guess we can do... Let's do a agility build. We'll do the pistol one. So we're gonna do an agility build, I've decided. But we'll just get a job from him, but then we're gonna pretty much call it here. Let's do another buried supply.
Good luck. You better not make me regret this.
So another thing I did change from vanilla is when you get these books or these bundles, they actually don't give you the weapon. They give you all the things you need to make it, but they don't give you the weapon itself. And you also get the magazine, because currently if I were to go into the weapons here, you have your pipe pistol. It's locked. So it does unlock the pipe pistol for me. So now we can craft it, and we already have all the resources to craft it, so we're good to go. So there's our pipe pistol. We're good to go. We have everything we need. We can load it up, and that is one of the changes that I added to my mod kind of last minute. I actually just added it not too long ago from the time of the recording. But the other things with the changes here, I'll just go over these. We've got repair tools. In the repair tools, you now have to get levels in repair tools in order to make repair kits. So it's a little bit of a difference. It requires you to now put some points into it. Then there's an iron hammer, and then the claw hammer, which is now steel, modern or steel equivalent, and then the modern hammer, and then you can make a repair kit bundle at level 80, which is essentially you get 5 repair kits for the price of 4. And that way you can save some extra resources. And then the nail gun obviously is the last one you unlock, but there also are different shapes. So there's a lot of new shapes that are in this game, or in this mod. You unlock the basic one right off the bat, which is your basic frame. So right over here, if we have wood, I don't know if we do. We don't, but if we did, you get your basic frame blocks. But you can unlock better ones with your repair crafting. And so the next tier is drywall. So drywall, just like the frame blocks, are also pick-upable. So they're the best version of a pickup block. So if you want to be able to place things down on the go, on the fly, and then pick it back up, drywall will do that. It is 100% viable. But it has a little bit more HP, not a lot, but a little bit more HP than the basic frames. Then, after drywall goes to your wood. So you've got your frame, then your drywall, then your wood block, then your reinforced wood block at the max level for this section. Reinforced wood is kind of it's a block that used to be in 7 days many moons ago, many versions ago. And so it was a tier that you got, but now it is back. I have reintroduced it, and it is now a craftable shape that you can get and upgrade to. Then after that, it's flagstone. This also used to be in the game, and they removed it when they added all the new different shapes to the game. Then the cobblestone block, then the brick block, reinforced brick. Then we can go to the next page. We've got your concrete brick block. Then you've got your traditional concrete. This is the vanilla concrete, pretty much. Then there's light reinforced concrete, and then the reinforced concrete. And then you've got your corrugated concrete, which is pretty much corrugated metal, but it's stuffed with concrete so that it has a little bit more durability. Then the riveted corrugated concrete block, the banded iron block, and then the reinforced iron block. Followed by the last two here is the steel block and the reinforced steel block. So those are the changes for repair tools. Salvage, this one is still a work in progress. I do want to add more to it, and it will eventually get more to it. But as of right now, it's still mostly undone. But the Lucky Looter did get added, so you can craft Lucky Looter via salvage tools if you want. You just have to have the right levels in it. They do require pretty steep level curves as you go through it. Then you've got your knuckles. That's mostly the same. There isn't too much difference other than you can now craft your bar brawling, and you can also make knuckle parts at level 20. Blades, relatively the same. You get Night Stalker. Clubs gives you batter up. Other than that, not too much changes. Sledgehammer also gives batter up. And then there's the bows. You get the same for the most part, but you also can get Ranger's Guide to Archery and the Hunter's Journal. Then you've got your spears. So spears gets you Spear Hunter volume. Let's see. Then handguns, pretty much the same. Just adds Magnum Enforcer, Pistol Pete. Both of those get added. Then you've got your Shotgun Messiah. There isn't too much else. Then Sniper Volume 5 gets added to that. Automatic Weapons gets added to that. The explosives. I do want to do more with explosives later on, but as of right now, this is all I got. We're just using mostly default vanilla. And then I did add a plasma baton. So once you get up to 55 intelligence, or 55 books in robotics, you can make yourself a plasma baton. The stun baton inherently, because of it, got nerfed. I nerfed the stun baton in terms of its stun duration, but I think it balances out because the plasma baton pretty much is the new stun baton. So it gets re-added back, but now it's a plasma baton. And then we also have the tech junkie, and then all the robotics as well. And then for armor, this is all pretty much default vanilla, except for I added. Oh, I forgot to do the names for these, but yes, you can craft all the clothing again. So if you do want to give yourself better heat and cold resist, you can craft yourself these, and these are all mods. They're 100% mods now, but they allow you to get better resistances from the heat and the cold. And then you've got your medical. This is a work in progress. I do want to do some more changes. However, there is a better version of sewing kits, so you can make sewing kits in this, and then there's an upgrade to them as well, so that you can make them for cheaper. It's just a better recipe, really. That's all that changes. And then let's see, the first aids, that's the same. Wasteland treasures gets added here. The food is absolutely massive. This is probably one of the biggest changes here. Yeah, no, actually, it is the biggest change to the to this whole like series here. But yeah, so you have your basic foods now, but you can see how it scales up. You got your tomato sauce, pear juice, bread, dough, grilled meat, goldenrod, cornbread. So mostly the same stuff, but then you got sunflower butter as well. Then you've got your next tier, which is pickles, boiled meat, mayo, red tea, sunflower oil, french fries, boiled carrots, bacon and eggs, pear honey, pear smoothie, chicken fried rice, yucca juice, loaded potato, sham sandwich. Yes, a real sham sandwich that you can eat and not get negative effects from. It's actually beneficial. It's fresh and not very stale. Then you have the sweet pear pie, hot dog, berry cobbler, blueberry juice, garlic bread, pear moonshine, blueberry rolls, yucca juice smoothie, blueberry pie, of course, is in vanilla, coffee, beef taco, hamburger, radish hot dog, cheeseburger, vegetable stew, blueberry smoothie, garlic salmon, steak and potatoes, just like in vanilla. Same with hobo stew. Then you've got your beet latkes. You have yucca moonshine. You have beet Reuben. You have cheese pizza, beet fries, beet slaw, honey garlic meatballs, pumpkin bread, burrito, hot dog or cowboy hot dog, beet Negroni, I believe is how you pronounce it. Let's see here. Then you got your meat pizza, carrot hummus, blueberry moonshine, bruschetta, chili dog, fish tacos, beet tart, your sham chowder, cucumber onion salad, beer, bacon lettuce tomato, tuna fish gravy toast, pumpkin pie, cucumber cooler, spring lamb stew, cheeseburger with egg, tri-tip sandwich, cucumber tomato salad, Grandpa's awesome sauce, chicken parmesan, pumpkin cheesecake, mega crush. Yes, you can craft mega crush now. Shepherd's pie, coffee braised brisket, watermelon juice, pumpkin spice moonshine, garlic steak bites, cheeseburger with everything, meat stew, spaghetti. And then you've got your Grandpa's moonshine, Carminola. I believe I said that right, but I could be wrong as well. But watermelon smoothie, Grandpa's learning elixir, chicken mashed potato bowl. I mean, I think you guys can insinuate what that is. Uh, then you've got your gumbo stew, and then the watermelon moonshine. So that pretty much rounds it out for the food changes. Now you might wonder how you craft all these things. Well, there is now new crops in the game as well. So you got your default stuff, which is your cotton, goldenrod, chrysanthemum. But now you have wheat, carrots, yucca and aloes already in it, so that was nothing new. But blueberry as well, coffee, same, mushroom, same. Now you've got radishes, beets, sunflowers, tomatoes, cucumbers, cabbages, onions, and then corn is already in it. Then you've got your potato, hops, these are all normal, pumpkin, normal, garlic, and watermelon. So, bunch of new crops, something that you can actually level through. There is 100 levels now in it, so it's got some more content, and you actually don't just have to get 20 books and you're done. That was, to me, a little bit of a disappointment. So I went ahead and I made it 100 levels, and you get a lot more crops to go along the way. Let's see. Then you've got your electrician. I reworked a lot of these, but I also want to just go over a couple of them. A lot of these things are mostly the same, except for now you can make roll-up doors. They're now powered. I made powered versions of them, which a lot of people, I think, would enjoy if they got to try them out, because it is nice to be able to use a roll-up door and have it run through power instead of having to manually use it. But yeah, before in vanilla, these don't exist, so I had to add them in. Traps is one of those work in progress ones. I do want to do some stuff with it, but as of right now, not much has changed. It's pretty much the same, except for you do get Great Heist. Then the workstations, we've got yourself the... Ooh, I got another UI thing I'm going to have to fix, but that's fine. That's no big deal. But yes, this is a desk safe, and then the wall safe. You now unlock storages, so you don't naturally just get storages for nothing. You have to actually earn your better storages, but your basic one is the what used to be the footlocker, or not the footlocker, this is the footlocker, but the wooden chest that you got that they removed in the new version in 1.0. I added it back, but essentially it's the smallest storage, but it requires, just a couple wood to make. Then you've got your footlocker, which is a little more expensive, but you can recolor it. You can also, it stores a little bit more items, a couple more items. And then the wall safe stores a little bit more than that, and also has more HP, so that it's harder to break into. And then you've got your next one, which is the hardened chest. So that is essentially the same model as the tier 3 POIs, but it is functionally a storage chest now in this, this version of it is a storage chest. So you can get more, you can hold more stuff, and it has more health. Then after that is the munitions storage box, so that's just a better version of a chest. It's I would say it expands your inventory quite a lot. Comparatively, it's pretty much double to what the hardened chest is. And then, sorry, I gotta go back there. We're almost done. Almost there. But yeah, so munitions is pretty good. But then after that would be the writable storage box. So we did bring this one back. And you can craft the writable storage box as it was. And yes, it does work just the way it was, but it's a different model. They've changed the model, which is fine with me. I think it actually looks better that way. And then you get your wooden storage crate, which is now the vanilla starting crate, is where you get this one. And then you can't... One thing I will mention is I removed the ability to upgrade them once you set them down. So once you set down the wooden one, you can't just automatically upgrade it to the steel, the iron one and the steel one. I removed that because it kind of breaks the system, to be honest. I mean, I did add, to be in all fairness, one big thing I did add to it, to my mod, is if you have a chest and it's secure and it's lockable and it breaks, let's say zombies start wailing at it and break it, and it becomes insecure, in previous, or in vanilla, you would have to break the crate and put down a new one. Well, I made it so that you can upgrade it back into the secure version so that if you do run into that issue, you can re-upgrade it back up and have a working crate again, and it will be secure, and you can lock it again. Everything goes back to normal, but it just costs a little bit of resource. So I think that was a good change. Definitely a good quality of life change for sure. And then yeah, so then you got your iron storage crate, and then your steel storage crate, and your steel wall cabinet. These are roughly the same in storage size. I think they're almost identical, if not identical, in storage size, but one is compact and not writable, and then the other one is a little bit bigger but writable. So it depends on what you want for your base design, but they're relatively the same. And then you've got your military grade crate, and this is one of the highest chests in the game. There's only two above it, which is the gun safe and the military double crate. But both of the, or all three of these, are pretty massive in storage size. They are bigger than what vanilla allows. And for anybody that noticed, there was a bug in my old version that didn't let you use these. It has since been fixed, so you can use these chests, and they have a lot of storage in them. And then last but not least, there isn't too much difference with how this works. I don't know what happened to the vehicles though. I don't know what. I'm gonna have to look into that. That shouldn't be like that. That's odd. The 4x4 truck is completely gone for some reason. Oh, I'll have to see. That's a new bug I didn't know about. So, anywho, yeah, the gas can bundle I think is normally in the game, but maybe not. And then obviously you can make gas cans at level what? Level 18. So yeah, if you like this episode and want to see more, you can always check out my channel, Frost Gaming 25. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next one.